Hi, welcome to Rise. We are looking at how do we rise above those things that are around us that would hold us back from becoming everything that God intended us to be. Now, prior to the last century, young people often followed in their parents' footsteps when it came to choosing a vocation. In the modern era that we live in, resources and opportunities have made it possible for young adults to choose things that we never thought possible when the question was asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? And in recent years, there's an answer that has never been heard before in all of human history, at least in the way that they're saying it. Ask a young person today what they want to be, and you might just hear, well, I want to be an influencer. A what? Excuse me? You mean a what? And the answer will come back, seriously, looking you dead in the eye, I want to be an influencer. Now, if you're an old guy like me, you're going to say, well, what is that exactly? Is that a job? Sure, I want to establish a presence on social media, develop a large following of people, then get paid by advertisers to mention or use their products. You can make a lot of money if you're a good influencer. And so then it begs the question, so how do you get all those followers? Well, by posting videos of me doing fun stuff, wearing clothes, dancing to music, hanging out in awesome places, teaching others how they can become influencers too. And if you're at all familiar with social media, you know what an influencer is. It's a new vocational category of people who become famous for being famous. It's the craziest thing in the world. And being an influencer is just the newest way to take advantage of a world in which everyone has a voice via the internet and digital media. And people aren't holding back. I mean, we will use X. We will post on any site that will let us post and put our opinion out there. We will review and critique everything that we see, whether we have any area of expertise or not. But we think that because we're a user, we just are now a critiquer. And people look at that kind of stuff. They believe that kind of stuff. You will influence others. And you say, well, what does this have to do with rising? Well, it brings me to a question that becomes the essential question for this episode. Who is influencing your life? See, because from where I sit, if we're making choices, we have to choose who we're going to allow to influence us. What kind of voice are we going to allow to be the voice that sounds the loudest and rings the truest and drives us forward? In your life, whether you believe it or not, or whether you want to admit it or not, in the quietness of your heart, you know that there are voices that influence your life. Some of them are good. Some of them, maybe not so good. And you have to make a choice as to what voices you're going to allow to resonate with you and drive you to make the choices that you make. Now, you already know where I'm going with this. There's only one voice you need to be listening to. There's really only one influencer that ought to be having any credibility and any clout in your life at all. And that's Jesus Christ. And so, the question is he influencing you? Because if he is, then you can rise above the junk, the pessimism, and the nastiness of the world around you. If you are listening to his voice and letting him influence you. And so, over these next few sessions, we're going to talk about that and see what that looks like as together we rise.